Sonic the Hedgehog and music go together like funny example 1 and funny example 2. Sonic music being good is such a common viewpoint that the phrase, even if the games are bad, the music will be great, is a thing that you hear from time to time. From the start, it was very intentional that Sonic should have real music with the constant usage of actual bands composing songs for the series and what have you. And for the most part, the music across the franchise's history has been incredible, even if the more recent stuff is a bit worse in my opinion. And I don't mean just because, like, I think it sounds bad. Dude, they're slipping subliminal messages into the songs now. Here, listen to the Crossworlds theme. It's Sonic Racing, it's Sonic Racing,
You are now under mind control, your mind is now mine.
But throughout time, with as much music that's been made for the series, it makes sense for certain songs or even entire albums to fly under the radar. So I'm here today to tell you about some obscure and niche Sonic songs you haven't heard. I made a video like this well over a year now, and rest assured that the songs I talk about here are all different from the ones I mentioned there. Okay, except for one, I lied. But anyways, what other place to start than, yeah, that one. Now, this isn't super niche or anything, but I actually want to take a look at a song from the US soundtrack of Sonic CD. Now, while I don't really like this soundtrack, there's definitely a few good ones in there that are overlooked because of the consensus attached to the OST. The one I'd like to highlight is Tidal Tempest Good Future. It does not work for Tidal Tempest at all, but in terms of how it sounds detached from it, I can't lie, it sounds really nice. The way I found out about it was honestly from that old Project Hero demo, and in it was a button that lets you switch songs, and it was one of them. I'm especially fond of these small little vocals near the end of the main loop. It itches a certain part of my brain. I really like it. Take a listen. Now, real quick, if you enjoy, subscribing to the channel would mean a lot, as I'm trying to hit 10k soon. Also, I have a Patreon where you can get early access to videos, link in the description. Also, comment what are some of your favorite obscure Sonic songs. But yeah, back to this shit. Next up is a song not actually from Sonic, but it has a lot of significance. Hard Times by the Jetsons is a song that was originally composed in 1981, but only released in 2008. On the surface, it doesn't seem too crazy, but when we actually listen to the song, you'll find that this was actually the song used as a basis for Ice Cap Act 1 from Sonic 3. For the longest time, people thought this was one of the songs that had MJ's involvement, but it turns out it was actually the Jetsons who should be credited. The song itself is very nice. I think it's a testament to Sonic 3's soundtrack that Ice Cap fits in so well with the rest of the songs, despite being based off of a real song. It shows that Sonic 3 has some of the best instrumentals, and most of them could likely work for quote-unquote real songs. Not sure if I'll get copyrighted, so I'm gonna blend both Hard Times and Ice Cap to show you a comparison as a little workaround. Chaos Jam is a track off the obscure album Virtual Sonic, and it's not just one of my favorite niche songs, it's one of my favorite Sonic songs, period. There's this long build-up at the beginning that has this really eerie feeling to it. As the build-up progresses, we get the roaring of electric guitars popping in until suddenly everything gets real low. And then it gets back up again and fucks hard! Seems like this ambient sort of track at first, but then the cover is blown and it erupts into this bombastic, determined sort of sound with electric guitars at the forefront playing one of the best melodies you've heard in your life. All the instruments get time to shine as well, with this section focused on the keyboard. And this little synth break right here before everything picks back up. Oh, it's so good. Did you know? Hatsune Miku. Back in the Right Bowl year of I couldn't be bothered to look it up, an official Miku cover of Live and Learn was made for this collaboration album of sorts. How neat. Take a listen. Look-alike is the credits theme of the beloved Sonic OVA. Slightly less obscure, but I'm sure a lot of you haven't actually heard it. The chorus is ridiculously catchy, it's so singable. I'll just be doing some bullshit sometime, and then the song will enter my brain again. I'm like, shit, it's stuck in my fucking head again. The verses aren't really that great to me though, namely because of the lyrics. Most Sonic lyrics are corny, so I'm not gonna act high and mighty, but the lyrics here are just kinda... They just don't do it for me. On top of that, I'm not the biggest fan of how the verse even sounds, lyrics aside, but ignoring that, this is still a really fantastic song. Take a listen. Now, while I've mentioned individual songs so far, what about full-blown albums? Sonic Remix was an album released in 1994 as a full remix album for Sonic CD and was actually made by the people who worked on that original soundtrack as well. This is one of the coolest little nuggets of obscure Sonic history because most people haven't even heard of it. And even then, if most people have heard of it, I doubt most have actually listened. And it's a shame because it's really good. Most of these tracks aren't direct remixes of specific stages, but rather they carry over many motifs throughout the original soundtrack and morph them into completely different songs. Sometimes melodies from multiple stages will be there and it all sounds just really great. Oh yeah, and most of the songs have full vocals and all. The first one being the first track of the album, Love You Sonic. Love You Sonic is listed as a remix of Stardust Speedway, and this is what I mean by these remixes essentially being completely new songs. There's so much more added and so much change that it barely resembles the original, and I love it. It sounds great. And on top of that, there's this really nice sax solo near the end. Take a listen. Dr. Gigglyman, aside from being a really fucking funny name, is a remix of the boss theme with hints of Final Fever. The remix here noticeably is way more funky and laid back than the original songs, and I fuck with it heavy. For good measure, partway in, you get some of those classic Stardust Speedway samples that everyone fucking loves. It's just a really easy song to bump your head to. Its rhythm is so addictive, although you could say that about most of this album's and CD's tracks. Wow. Oh yeah, and we can't forget this sick-ass piano solo that plays here. Brand New World is a remix of You Can Do Anything, with completely new vocals and lyrics and, well, technically everything, but it resembles the original song much closer than many of the others. Interestingly enough, this track was used in the 2011 remaster of Sonic CD as the select screen music for Time Attack. Only difference is they took out the vocals completely, which is a shame. But anyways, take a listen. Miracle Blue is a remix of a couple stages, namely Quartz Quadrant, Tidal Tempest, and Palm Tree Panic. The main melody of the song is derived from Quartz Quadrant, making it predominantly a remix of it. However, after a while, it switches over seamlessly to Tidal Tempest for a bit. And then finally, near the very end, we're presented with a beautiful rendition of the solo present in Palm Tree Panic. A wonderful way to wrap this track up. Miracle Blue is a top 3 off this album for me, mainly because of the incredible remixes of 3 different stages from CD. It's done so wonderfully, and it really elicits this almost sad emotion out of me. It sounds a bit bittersweet throughout, and I think the Palm Tree Panic solo near the end really does a lot to tie it all together in this neat, emotional little bow. But finally, we have When We Reach For You. This is undoubtedly my favorite song off the album. As to why? I wish I could explain, but given my admittedly surface-level review of every song so far, you can tell I can't really get into the more technical stuff, I guess. All I can say is that it's an absolutely amazing track remixing one of my favorite songs from CD. Take a listen.
Make me the things I do for you. So many dreams, moving time is forever. You make me feel wanna be with you.
Alright, the first time I listened to this, I did not catch on to it being a Cosmic Eternity remix up until that part, but the rest of the song is still great. Let me play some more. Well, that about does it. There's plenty more songs out there that many people haven't heard, so maybe I'll do a part 2 to this video if it does well. As always, subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed, and join my Patreon if you want to support me the best way you can and get early access to videos. If you want to see a part 2 or something, give me some of your most obscure Sonic songs in the comments. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.